So welcome everybody to this episode of AY After Hours with Doug and Kelly. We're trying something a little different this time. We are on site at the J&R Supply Trade Show. We have a couple special guests with us, Rob and Darrin.
Just give us a little bit of background as far as your, as far as what you do, who you're with, that sort of thing.
With J&R Supply, we started in 1972. My father started the company. I came on in 97, took over operations, and as we got going, obviously it's underground sewer and water products. Do a lot with the cities around the area. We in 2004, I decided that we needed a little something extra, and that was how the J&R rental came about. We were actually letting contractors use like a cement saw for a period of time, and after a while we started getting used equipment back, and then we were losing money. So then we got time where, hey, you rent it, and then if you like it, you can buy it type situation. Kind of how everything kind of went together.
So it's kind of two different entities, so to speak.
Correct.
You have J&R Supply, and then the J&R rental side of things.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And Darrin, what about you?
My name is Darrin Homb. I'm the Water Distribution Foreman for the City of Dubuque. I've been with the city for 11 years. I've had pipe laying installation for 29 years. And I've worked with J&R pretty much that whole career.
So Rob, we kind of touched on it a little bit. So 21 years you've been doing the show. Something must be working to continue to do it this many years. Why do you think this is a good investment for J&R?
The main thing is our employees. I mean, they come together, and this takes over 6-7 months to plan and getting with the vendors and so forth, and having meetings and how, who's going to run what and so forth. We started out in our warehouse, 21 years ago. It was, we just threw it together, and it was a 2-day show. And as the years went on, we learned from our mistakes and grew on it, and we've been in different places we outgrew. And now we're here at the Dubuque Fairgrounds, and it's been a very good fit.
Yeah, it's a great turnout today. So did you not have a show last year because of COVID?
Yeah, everything going on. Actually, the last time we had the show out here is when everything hit. They started closing the NCAA tournament, and we're watching everything on TV. And everyone's like not knowing what's going on, and then everything shut down, and took a year off. We're back good and strong. Obviously, you can see with the crowd, everyone's ready to rock and roll again.
Yeah, everybody must be looking for this kind of way to get together in person, because there's wall-to-wall people today.
And there's a lot of knowledge here. A lot of the reps. I mean, that's what the main purpose is to come and talk to what you're making the product. What's this, and they get the feedback, and then they go back and make it better. That's kind of how it goes.
So Darrin, you're kind of on the other side of the table from a standpoint of, kind of looking at everything new and exciting. Right. And what brings you back to the show? What is it about that just kind of, hey, we've got to make sure we go to J&R show?
Well, every year you come and talk to the vendors, and they always have new and exciting products that we use. And there's always, and actually they talk to us and say, hey, what do you like about this? What don't you like about this? And you actually see some of that innovation put into the products.
Right.
But now, a few years ago, they started doing the training here, and with the City of Dubuque, all our distribution workers have to be licensed. And with licensing comes CEUs, and J&R offered doing the CEUs for all the different cities and utilities that need them.
Right.
So that's a big help out
to
our department.
How many years have you been doing the CEUs? Do you know how many that's been?
I would say probably 18.
About 18 years.
The first 2 years, I know we didn't have them, and that was something that was put on to. One thing, these guys used to have to go out of town and pay for the traveling and pay for the classes. This gets them here and gets them, a reason to come, and then obviously talk to the vendors and get the knowledge that they need.
Well, when we were over there earlier, we had our training truck, Donnie Latham, and doing our training over there, and I was surprised. I mean, there was 70, 80 guys in there. Getting their CEUs. And that's got to be a huge benefit for you.
Oh, it is.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, we sat through your training, and I mean, there's products on there like, oh, wow. I mean, I look through your catalog all the time.
Sure.
Seriously, looking for things we can use. Like, how can I do this easier? And just watching that show, and I actually leaned over to one of my coworkers, and I was like, I like to listen to these guys because they know their stuff. I mean, your instructor. he knew his stuff.
Yeah.
Did he come from a utility? I
Yep.
mean, so
City of Columbus.
he used it and he's installed it and he knows what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So that was very good.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Sure.
thought something interesting during the training, because it truly is not a sales pitch. It's
Yeah.
definitely a training session. He explained the proper way to do something and said, "Oh yeah, and by the way, I did it the other way for
Yeah,
15 years
exactly.
because the guy before me taught me to do it that way,
Yeah.
and I taught the next guy to do it that way." And
Yeah.
if you can save somebody a little bit of headache or a leak along the way, then that's really the goal of
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
like I said, I've been in it for 28 years installing. And I learned, picked up a few things. I leaned over. I'm like, hey, did you hear that? We're doing it wrong. It should
Yeah.
be this way. So, yeah.
What? So when you're looking at J&R is a very well-respected company around Dubuque. Well, both on the rental and on the supply side. Is there any secrets in your history that kind of sets you apart from everybody else, or kind of gives people the good feeling of coming and working with J&R?
Our main thing is service.
Yep.
I mean, everyone's pretty much got the same products. Our competitors got the same products. We got good competitors, and we stay on top of it. But our service is, our phones are open 24/7, and like the city of Dubuque knows that, they save a lot of money by us performing after hours and things happening. And when Darrin's, and it's cold out, it's
Sure.
below zero, and the water's spewing through the asphalt, and we're going to be there,
Good. Sure.
Yeah, and J&R, and I feel like J&R and AY have a special relationship. You guys have come over for VIP tours and bring customers in. So what's your experience having worked with AY over all these years?
Well, it's funny you say that, because my grandfather, he used to work for AY Supply.
Oh.
So that he had the knowledge, going through the underground water and sewer and the plumbing and so forth. And then my father stepped in right around 72, and he started the company. He's like, why don't we start doing this? Well, then AY's kind of, at that time of Supply, kind of got, hey, you can't do that. So then he went together. They formed, Dad started the company. My grandpa and my dad come together. Grandpa had the knowledge. They worked for it. That's where we came. And he was with the business for quite some time. He retired, and that's and then the relationship with AY's is with the manufacturing. It's always been there, always from '72. Rob's dad. I mean, I remember him going into his office, and he never wanted to steal his pen because it was right on the pen.
Yep.
You got this
Yep.
from the awesome of, and so it's a great family. Me and Rob became good friends throughout the years. By doing business together, and that's what's important, is the people that you meet going through the day-to-day business.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sense of loyalty. And I think, too, there's something different about a family-owned business.
Correct.
I think it's just run differently. There's like a longer-term perspective,
Correct.
You're in it for the next generation and the generation after that, not just to your retirement.
Correct.
It's a different
Correct.
mindset. Do you got any kids or nieces and nephews you're grooming to step
I have a daughter
into the
that's
business?
coming up. She's 21. She's into the rental side of it. She does work with the supply and rental kind of work together. All our computers are linked, so we can do things together. We do have a couple of employees, kids working for us throughout the past. One of your people, that's Austin Bradley. I mean, he started in the warehouse. He got the knowledge, going through the warehouse and delivering the stuff and seeing how it's being put in the ground. So it worked perfect for what he went into. So
Yeah, and his mom works at
Yep.
J&R.
And now Austin is
Small world.
Austin is one of our territory reps in Iowa. So yeah, that worked out very well. So Darrin, from your perspective, when you're looking at coming to the J&R show, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're kind of, here's what I want to find out.
Right.
don't say the beer.
The beer. Yeah,
Free lunch.
The beer and the
Yes,
free
the
lunch.
lunch. The lunch
We noticed
is
that
excellent.
Well, we did notice that the crowd kind of shrunk down as soon as the lunch was over a little bit. So
No, it's like Rob said. I mean, they treat everybody like family. They know everybody's first name that's here. But that's the thing. The service. I come to these guys. I know every one of the employees over there by name, and I can call any one of them. I've never had a problem. Like he said, coming in the middle of the night, I call Rob, Ed, Jim, and they'll come down and get it and either bring it over to us or meet me there. But it's great, like I said, coming over and talk to the reps over here and seeing. The big thing is I love talking to the reps, and
Right.
they give us new ideas. especially right now, the supply chain, there's a big weight. I mean, on a lot of stuff. So, but there's been many times I've needed some AY fittings, and Ed's like, "Hey, our shipment's on here, but just go over to the warehouse and tell them I sent you there." And I go in and you guys are there with them. So
Yeah.
So kind of dealing with that a little bit, and the answer can be working with each other. So here's a question for you: what's the toughest part of your job today compared to what it might have been, before all this stuff came to supply chain and everything, from both your standpoints?
Oh, well, in the utility side, it's dealing with the public, and service line leaks are big.
Yeah.
In the city of Dubuque, the homeowner owns a service line.
Yeah.
And that can be quite pricey.
Yep.
And it's really hard to go to tell somebody that, hey, this is yours, it belongs to you. You have so long to fix it, because in the wintertime, I can't let it ice up. I mean, it's a big chunk of money, and not a lot of people have that sitting around.
Right.
But there are grants. I try to help them out. There's places you can write. There's grants you can go for. So there is options, but it's never a good feeling to have to tell somebody that.
And right now's the season, March, where everything's busting, everything's breaking, and what have you too.
Yeah.
So
Weather oriented.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Rob?
One thing is it's going a lot faster.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago, you thought you were going faster. Now it's 10 fields over, and it's just, like my dad's starting to see it where, he just kind of pulls back and lets us do what we need to do because, we're there. And, now we're starting to get up in the age too, and the younger groups coming in with the computers and so forth, and, making that easier because we're not really computer savvy. We get by, but these younger kids can just do it, 10 times
Yeah, they grew
faster.
up on all that stuff. It's second nature.
So that's all the changing coming from years before to now, and it's where you adapt to it and you keep on going forward. So that's kind of one thing that I noticed.
And going off what Rob said, it's go anymore. It used to be the wintertime was your downtime, and you could get stuff done, that you put off. But now with the technology and the equipment people have, they go all winter long, and there is no downtime anymore. And it's you're always doing something.
Yeah.
So
you touched on a chord with me when you said the public, because I don't know if we shared this, but one of the reasons we started this podcast, not because we're such
No, not because we're talented, or that because I have the face for
short
that.
straw.
We did, that was kind of
But it really is because in the last couple years, going through the pandemic and all that, there were these heroes in these certain professions that a big light was shown on, and rightfully so. But I feel like, and I have a lot of friends that work for the city, and I do feel like it's sort of like the unsung heroes and a little bit forgotten. So for me, this podcast is special because the people that keep our community functioning at a level that most of us don't even think about until something goes wrong. It's like, that's why I love this show, is we get to remind people about all these different jobs that without them, your life is chaos.
And then this show's a service to that whole organization from a standpoint of, those people who are out there at 2-3 o'clock in the morning fixing
on Thanksgiving while we're all at home eating our meal.
It's always on a holiday.
Always is.
And there's and that's another thing you feel bad. Somebody's got a turkey in the oven and they got guests coming over, and all of a sudden you shut their water off.
Yeah.
I mean, they at that point they really appreciate it.
Yeah.
When you get that off. So.
Yeah, you turn on the water, you expect it to be there.
Yeah.
It's not there.
So what do you think? We'll start with you, Darrin. What is something about your job that you really like, or what's like the best part of your job?
I enjoy working with the public. I've always enjoyed the construction aspect. It's something I found that I enjoyed at a young age, and I did do a college stint for a little bit, and it wasn't for me, but it's actually the work, and there's a close bond between all the people you work with. So.
What about you, Rob?
Mine is my employees. I mean, it's their family. Being a small business, between the two companies, there's probably close to 30 some people. That are full time, part time. But But when you come into work and you don't want to know what they had going on that night and what you did last night, and their kids' basketball, and so forth, and then then the work starts and they get their stuff done. But that's why I enjoy the most is coming to work. When you like going to work, that's part of the battle, and that's why I try making it fun. We do some things here and there, like this show, and I'm all about my employees.
Yeah, we spend so much time at work. It sure is nicer when you enjoy who you work with and what you're doing.
Yeah. You guys, how's it finding employees right now this time?
They both smile.
Is it just because you said I had a short stint with college and it wasn't for me, and then people don't understand that. I mean, there's just a ton of jobs and opportunities out there to do something like that. And I'm only assuming that both of you are having hard times finding people to work for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is compared to when I started. We used to do the civil service exam, and you had to take the test first. And I remember they had it at 5 Flags, and there was probably close to 200 people taking the test. And I'm thinking, I'm never going to get this job. I'm not good at tests.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of experience. So I did have the experience, but now we open enrollment. It's just an application process, and last time we had like 23. Wow. So I mean, it's slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Rob?
I've been pretty fortunate, thanks to my stars and so forth, but mine has been a lot of word of mouth, but we've just hired three more people since we got in our new building. We moved in Memorial Day weekend, and with the growth, we needed some more employees, and we got them done and got some good ones.
Yeah.
And everyone fits the circle, and so it's hard, but then again, you take care of the people that are taking care of you.
Right.
Words, and that's kind of what keeps things rolling.
I have to admit, you have a beautiful building over there in East Dubuque. I was there right after it opened. I have 2 dogs, and I was doing a dog trench around the outside of my yard. So I rented one of your dog trenchers not dog trenchers. That wouldn't be good. The wire trencher.
Let's be honest. Who did you hire to do this?
No, I get it. I swear to God. I mean, Kim helped. Yeah. Kim's my wife. I'm just saying. Yeah. No doubt about that.
She's a farm girl, right? She'd be out there getting it done.
She is. Absolutely. So. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. Is there anything else I mean, you have the floor. Anything else you want?
I'd like to tell Rob and his family and JNR thanks for putting this on every year. It's a highlight of the year for everybody to come out here. I think everybody here can attest to that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys coming, and like I said, you get a lot of friends, through this situation and through the expo, and it gets a lot of new people, and the reps are changing, different products here and there, and people are stepping up and people are filling in, so we got different people almost every year, and a lot of knowledge here, and it's if you're coming, like a person like yourself wants to learn, and keep going forward, and it's all here, and it's an easy stop.
And you guys hold it the same time every year, basically the first part of March.
Yeah, and that's getting harder and harder every year with different shows going on. And we're not going to make everyone happy, but we're going to try to make as best as we can make it and get as many people here as we can to have the customers be able to come in and.
Well, if anybody out there is around the area when JNR has their show, I'd highly recommend coming. It's a great show to attend and take a look at what's new and upcoming. And if you have any suggestions as far as ideas, thoughts, concerns, not concerns, I screwed that up. I almost got through it. I did.
I knew you were.
I threw it, didn't I?
Yes.
All right.
Flows.
Yeah. So if you're ever out in the area and JNR's having their show, feel free to stop in, right? They're more than welcome.
Yes.
And see what's all new and exciting. And if you have any ideas for us here at AY on the AY After Hours, feel free to email us at ayafterhours@aymcdonald.com or visit any of our socials.
Thank you, Darrin and Rob,
thank you
so
very
much for
much.
sitting down with us. Thanks for taking time away from the show to do this.
Not a problem. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Enjoyable.